will connect us. So let's just sit down and feel the roots of the earth below us, feel all the support of the earth below us. If you want to close your eyes, you can cut out distractions that way. Your mind will begin to come internally. Maybe a little bit of that clutter from your thoughts will clear out, and hopefully the breath will also help provide some clarity and some motion of some of those whirling thoughts. So we can take our sits bones as our anchor here to that amazing earth, and take our thighs and just feel them dropping towards the earth. Hands to the thighs. Let's take the palms down today for an extra rooting down, feeling gravity connecting us to the earth and connecting us to each other through that big blue planet. So let's also go in our mind's eye to the tailbone, which is tucked between the sits bones. We will travel up the spine with the mind's eye, up the lower spine, and feel that curve in the lower spine, not any hunching forward, but a supportive curve. And then also past the mid-back where the shoulder blades roll down towards the sits bones. The shoulders roll away from the ears, maybe a little bit back behind you. Ears aligned with the shoulders, and the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Now bring the awareness to the breath. And is the breath on your mat today? Are you bringing, what quality of the breath are you bringing to your practice today? Just notice the quality of your breath right now so that we can check it again when we finish and know how our practice affects our breath. So just for now, you're not changing the breath because you're coming into this conscious breath later, but to begin with, just notice it, become a witness. Spend a few rounds of breath observing. As you breathe, continue that settling down through the sits bones. And I'll just tell you the reminder, which is that anything I say today, you can take as a suggestion. If you find another pose that's more comfortable, take that pose, or if you need to adjust in any way, a modification, please take care of yourself that way and any injuries that you have. So now we'll come into a conscious breath together. And that is, today I'm trying to focus on a buoyancy, a lightness. So we have a lot of heavy times going on right now around the world, more so in our visible parts of the media that we see. So let's try to bring some lightness to our breath by just filling up the belly, the rib cage, the front and the back of the rib cage, and then all the way up to the chest and the collarbones, exhaling out anything you don't need, any tension. Trying to bring a sense of buoyancy with each inhale that fills the belly, allows the spine to rise even taller, or allows the crown of the head to reach up. And exhaling, the sternum descends slightly, the lower ribs tuck in, your strong abdominals squeeze that air out. If you feel any dizziness during this expansive breath, just come back to automatic breath. But enjoy this sense of floating on your breath as you feel the diaphragm, the belly descending towards the pelvic floor, rib cage expanding, collarbones pausing and then exhaling nice and long. Back to an inhale, allowing the space between the vertebrae to grow. Each vertebra, you feel that millimeters between the bones growing taller with the support of the breath. And with each exhale, releasing any tension in the body and in the mind. Few more rounds of breath here. Filling all sides of the ribs, front, sides, back. Exhaling out nice and strong. Exhale, making it long. And then flutter the eyes open. Look at the front of your mat. Enjoy a nice big inhale. And then we'll grow taller with this next inhale. Gaze forward. And we'll take a nice easy twist. So the left hand will reach toward the right thigh. The right fingertips reach behind you. You look forward in the beginning of this twist as you twist the rib cage, the shoulders, and then the neck, and maybe look back slightly with your chin, with your gaze. And then swivel back to center. We'll take that inhale at the center and exhale. Take the right hand to the left thigh, left fingertips behind you. Rib cage, shoulders, neck, and maybe the gaze turns behind you. Squeezing out the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And we'll take our palms together, one on top of the other, the elbows out. So we're taking Ganesh pose, which is a remover of obstacles. We'll take our fingers and clasp them together, thumbs out. And pull outward. So we're going to drop the shoulders away from the ears. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears and then drop and release them. And then squeeze the hands together so you're pulling the fingers away from each other towards the elbows and squeezing out. And you'll notice the shoulders engage, all those muscles supporting your shoulder blades engage. Just inhaling and exhaling, the thumbs up, the right thumb is at the sternum. And then we'll switch the hands so the left is on top of the right. And then you pull the fingers and then outward towards the elbows. So you're providing this resistance, which engages the shoulders and wakes them up a little bit from just hanging out in space. Again, gentle inhale and exhale, supporting your body, reaching upward and rooting down at the same time. So let's drop the fingertips next to you on the mat. So our fingertips are out to the side, pressing through the mat. Again, another inhale, growing an inch taller, and then exhaling. We're going to take a right turn with the chin over the right shoulder, noticing how far you can turn, how comfortable that is, and then come back through center and take a left turn. Easing this with an inhale and an exhale, come back to center, and then make a right turn again. And this time, dip your chin towards your right shoulder and press through your left fingertips as you do this. And then maybe you'll lift the chin a little bit towards the sky, so you're carving a path for your mobility in your neck, gently up and down. So you're nodding gently up and down. Very fluid motion here. Come back to a horizon line with the chin and come back to center, and then we'll take a left turn with the chin. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin towards the left shoulder. Press through the right fingertips. Inhale. Let's see if you can look up with the chin and the gaze, and then down. Again, don't strain here. If this is at all uncomfortable, you should not do this part of the stretch, but you can just carve that new mobility through the neck here. Bring the chin to a nice horizon, natural line there, and come back to center. Beautiful. Now we'll take our strap and just hold it up above your head. So you're holding it at whatever width is comfortable for you, and hold it above the head, and we'll reach upward. So feel the side bodies grow long as you reach up towards the sky. Again, the shoulders roll away from the ears at the same time that you're reaching upward. And then you're going to lean over to your right, and we'll just take a nice long side, supported side bend here with that support of the strap. And the shoulder, the right ear can come towards the right shoulder slightly, and then come back up to center, floating up, and then inhaling and exhaling, let's go to the left. Feeling the tension between the hands on the strap that will support the shoulder blades. Left ear toward left shoulder, come back up, float on up, and sway over again to the other side. And back up, and then sway over to the other side. Left side this time. Excellent. Okay, now we'll take another strap pose. So you're going to let go of the strap with your left hand, but you're going to hold up the strap with your right hand, and then you're going to bend your right elbow. So the strap will drop down the middle of your back. Hopefully this is clear enough for you. I could turn around and show it. I'll just turn around and you can see it rolling down the center of my back. And keeping your seated pose, you're going to take your left hand and straighten your left hand out to the side, palms to the back of the room, and then you're going to sweep that, bend the elbow, and see if you can grab the strap behind you. And just creep the hands towards each other. Don't force it, but feel a nice stretch in your tricep there. And gently press the base of the skull into your right hand or right arm to support the crown, support the skull. Inhaling and exhaling, check in with the low ribs and see if you can tuck them towards the back a little bit as the heart shines forward. This is cow face arms. Not really sure how this resembles a cow face, but we go with the classic names. And then release your hands. We'll take that to the other side. So you're going to lift that left arm up, straight up, with the strap hanging down behind you. Bend the left elbow. Allow the strap to go down the middle of your back. And then take your right arm, straighten it out beside you in a horizontal, and then bend that elbow on the right side and see if you can find the strap behind you. Inhale, let's bring that heart forward, crown of the head high, and see if you can creep those fingertips towards each other, squeezing the strap. Nice shoulder opener. And if we're hunched over our computers, this is a nice way to reverse that action. Exhale, let's release that. Place the strap to the side, and then we'll take our arms out on horizontal and reaching out through the fingertips and sweep the right arm under the left. We're gonna really get a nice shoulder release here with eagle pose. So you're going to come with your backs of your hands together or the palms together. Squeeze them together. You're getting a sense of the midline. So your third eye down the middle of the body. Squeeze those elbows, squeeze those arms together. And now inhale, and we're going to take the elbows towards the body. Exhale, take the elbows away from the body. So just slide them back and forth along the midline. I'll turn to the side a little bit so you can see this. Backwards and forwards. And now bring the elbows into their neutral position, and we'll slide the elbows to the right, towards the right shoulder. And then we'll gaze over the right shoulder. The neck will gaze over. We're carving that path again with the neck muscles there. Come back to center, your gaze forward, and we'll slide the elbows over to the left. And the gaze goes to the left. And then gaze forward again, bring the elbows back to center. And now we'll drop the elbows towards the navel. The spine curves towards the back of your room or the wall, and elbows towards the navel. So you're getting a nice opening in the back body. Inhale, come back up to a neutral position with your elbows, and then your gaze will go up towards the sky. The heart will face up towards the sky, and the elbows reach up towards the sky. By all means, no straining here, just an opening gently in the shoulders. Exhale, come back down, and we'll take it to the other side. Shake the arms out, and we'll sweep the arms out to the side, a T position, and then left under right. Again, get your midline as comfortable for you as that can be. Inhale, let's take the elbows towards the body, and then exhale, slide them out. Gliding our shoulders. Bring the elbows back to neutral. So that's somewhere in between that protracted and retracted. And then we'll take a left turn with the elbows, a left slide with the elbows. And then look over your left shoulder. Gaze back forward, and then we'll slide over to the right. And then gaze over the right shoulder. So we're really getting into some of the more intricate muscles of our upper body. And then tuck the elbows towards the belly, towards the navel, and curve that spine downward, outward behind you. Exhaling. Inhale, come back up to a neutral, and then we'll lift the elbows, the gaze, the heart upwards towards the sky. Coming back to neutral, and then we'll release. So that's our full eagle arm sequence, hopefully really bringing some ability for your heart to open more. Great, so we're gonna take some seated poses as well. So more seated poses, but with open legs. So we're gonna get a bit into the hips and opening up some of the inner thigh muscles today. So remaining on the edge of your blanket or your block, let's open the legs out to the side. We're gonna straighten them out to the side. This will be a wide-legged forward bend on the floor. Take the fingertips beside you like we were when we were sitting cross-legged. Don't overdo the opening of the legs here. Just go to your comfort level. So take those fingertips as your tripod effect. Reach the crown of the head towards the sky. And now switch your fingertips in front of you. And you're going to take your heart as your guide, not your shoulders. The heart is guiding you forward. Just creep forward with your fingertips. So you feel the hinging in your hips, opening up the femur into this hip socket, just getting a nice glide there. Only come forward as much as you are comfortable with, no force, no contest. This is not ballet class, maybe when we were kids or something. I never took them, but I know that there was some level of who can be most limber. That's not what this is about. Just inhaling and exhaling, connecting with the hips and the roots into the earth. And then walk the fingertips back. Keep your strap handy. We're gonna bend the left leg and stay in that seated position. You're gonna keep the right leg straight, and you're gonna take an active foot with your left, on your left foot. So try not to just flop it but keep it pressed into the earth or pressed against your right leg. Take your fists beside you, lift your hips and your glutes, and then just shake it out so your pelvis is more even. And then you're going to flex that right foot. Take the strap around the ball of the foot. And we're going to do a side bend here, and we'll do forward when we come back down to the floor. But right now we're just going to do a nice opener on the side. Take your right hand, hold both sides of the straps, and take your left hand to the top of your thigh. Feel that root down on the right side, on the right sits bone, and then lean on over. We're going to lean over like a long side bend, draping yourself over your right leg, holding onto that strap for support. Maybe the right ear drops towards the right shoulder. And now you can release that hand off the left thigh and reach towards the sky. Maybe even bring that straight left arm next to your left ear, towards the right toes. Filling up, floating up with that inhale, and then exhaling, you'll release and maybe go a little further, whatever works for your body. Sweep that left arm back down towards the left waist, and then float back up to vertical. So we're opening up the adductors, and then we'll release that right foot. We'll switch it over to the other side. So curl bend the right leg, top of the right foot is on the floor in my case, or you could have it against your thigh, whatever's more comfortable for you. Left leg is straight. Take the fists beside you, lift yourself up and shake that out. Nice even sits bones as much as possible, which is why I use a block or a blanket. And then take our handy strap, and we're going to put that over the ball of the left foot, press into that strap. So use that active foot against the strap to support the stretch. Take the strap, both sides into the left hand. Take your right hand to the top of the right thigh, rooting down. Inhale. Feel yourself float up, growing through the spine, and exhaling. Let's take a side bend. Drape yourself over the left leg. Just like fabric draping over beautifully and fluidly. Take your right hand, reach up towards the sky. You can release the thigh. And then maybe you bring your right arm next to the right ear. This is a prelude to our standing pose, triangle. And then sweep the right hand down towards the right waist. Come on back up to seated. Release the left foot. And then come back, and you can release that, and we'll come onto all fours very briefly. Great, and place the strap to the side. We'll be using it again. Come to all fours, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. This time we're going to begin with a side cat-cow. So close the eyes. In your mind's eye, go into your spine. Again, get a contact with that tailbone all the way up the spine to the crown of the head, reaching through the crown of the head. Notice you have a nice supportive lumbar curve, the lower back, but you're going to take this a side bend. So you're going to take your right ear towards the right shoulder, towards the right hip. You're going to curl towards the right. Exhale. Inhale, curl towards the left. So it's a side all fours pose. And you're just allowing some fluidity into your spine, the strength pressing through your hands and your knees and your feet, supporting you, but then having this nice liquid feeling through the spine. Now come back to neutral, and you can open the eyes this time. And then before bringing your head down, just Remain forward, the gaze forward to the top of the mat. Curl the tailbone under. So you're going to go into kind of a C curve in that lumbar spine. Reach the spine towards the sky and then drop the head. Full cat pose. And then look at your knees as you start to curl the tailbone towards the sky. Imagine a rolling pin rolling up your spine gently, and navel comes towards the earth, and then you raise the head up last. So do this on your own time, just taking that really liquidy feeling through the spine. And in this motion, your breath is your guide. So it's your own breath, very individual. So take that as you define that. Just gonna fix a little detail here on my clock. There we go. Okay. Come back to a neutral spine. And then inhale, we're gonna take a very low lunge just to open the hips. So we're drawing the right knee forward. The right foot comes on the outside of your right hand, and both hands press into the earth. So you should feel that right hip drop towards the earth, gravity dropping you down. Press through the back, the top of your left foot and through the right foot, just to keep yourself engaged here. Crown of the head reaching forward, using the hands to support the spine flat in a flat back. Draw the right knee back again, and then we'll take the left foot forward. Draw the left knee and the left foot forward. On the outside of the left hand, press through the hands, reach through the crown, drop the left hip. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to do transition. We're doing a few transitions today. We're actually just going to transition to a standing position from here. So you're going to curl the right toes under behind you, press through the fingertips or the palms, and then just lift that right knee off the floor and step forward into a forward bend. So you can bend the knees now here, your ribs to the thighs. Hang the head down and try to touch the earth with your fingertips or the palms, rooting through the earth. And then you can begin to straighten one leg and then the other. Really stretching out our hamstrings without forcing or straining our lower back. One leg at a time. If you want to come into a full straight-legged forward bend, you can release the spine down. And on the next inhale, let's float up with a flat back. That sense of being able to float up like a floaty all the way up to standing. Take the hands to the hips, hinging at the hips. And you're going to come to standing. I'm going to adjust the camera so we can come into our triangle pose. So we're going to take a triangle, which I would highly suggest having a block or some kind of support on your, we'll start on the right side. So take your legs open and take the block behind your right foot. And we'll leave the strap down for now. So we're coming into a wide stance. Feel the hands on the hips. Feel the tailbone dropping, reaching towards the earth. Heart reaching forward, low ribs in. Great. That's a great base to begin with, pressing through the feet. Take the right toes to the side, and we'll take our classic triangle pose. But we're going to transition from triangle into side angle. So it should be very fluid and comfortable. So we'll take the right toes to the side and the left toes about 45 degrees, the back arch aligned with the front heel. And then inhale, grow tall. Imagine a glass wall in front of you and behind you. So that's your guide as you're going to take your right hand to the top of the right thigh and then spill your pelvis over as if it were a teapot over to your right side, reaching through the side bodies, not collapsing like fabric dropping down to the ground, but reaching your spine out long and growing out from the waistline. Take your left thumb to your left armpit. So you're going to feel that length on the left and right sides reaching through the crown of the head. Take that right hand down to the block for that nice solid support, and then reach the left hand up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, expand the collarbones, reaching out. Press through your feet. Don't forget that connection through the 2 feet. And maybe you'll feel your rib cage reaching towards the sky, the heart looking up. Maybe you can gaze up at your hand, but don't force it. Triangle pose. Take the left hand to the left waistline. And now take your gaze and look at your beautiful right toes. Now I'd like you to bend your right knee towards your right toes. So they're going to stay behind the toes. They're going to track to the middle 2 toes. Now you're transitioning to side ankle. So take your right elbow to your right thigh. Maybe you have to adjust that back foot a little bit to come down a little lower onto that bent right thigh. And now take your hand, that left hand will help you guide you as you twist open slightly towards the sky. So the rib cage turns slightly, heart reaches out forward, and we're in side angle. We're going to reach up with the left hand towards the sky, and then maybe you'll bring the left arm next to your left ear. So we're again echoing all those side bends we were doing, allowing us to lengthen out here. Strong through the legs. Yeah, this is a workout for the legs there. And then come back with your left hand to your left waist. Take your right hand to your right thigh, and then inhale, allow yourself to float on up, and then adjust yourself to go to the other side. So the feet are going to come forward into parallel. Take our friendly block, put it on the left side. And then we'll take our left toes to the other side. So this is just getting into that concept of poses flowing into one another. So we're going to take the right toes to about 45-degree angle, the back arch with the front heel, hands to the hips, imagining our lovely, beautiful glass walls behind and in front of us, guiding the hips as we tilt over, grow long, and then exhale, tilt over towards your left, spilling the pelvis over. And you have your left hand on the top of the left thigh. So that's just getting a sense of plugging the femur bone into the hip socket here. And then take the left hand to that block. Take your right thumb into the right armpit, feeling the sense of the side bodies growing, and then reach up towards the sky. With the right hand, standing down through your feet, tailbone reaching towards the back heel. Beautiful triangle pose. Excellent. Take your right hand to your right waist. And now take your gaze down to your amazing left toes. And now you're going to bend your left knee towards those toes, transitioning into side angle. Great. Stand down through your feet, feeling the energy between them. Take your left elbow to the left thigh. And then begin to open the heart up to with the gaze forward. Side bodies long. Again, take the right hand up towards the sky and maybe over next to the right ear. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. Okay, and feel that strength through the feet. So that's a bridge foundation, but you're flexible on top. Beautiful. Nice, long long side body stretch here. Sweep the right hand back to the right waist, left hand to the thigh, left palm to the thigh, and then inhale, float on a buoyancy up, and then feet come forward again, and then heel toe back to standing. Great, so we really opened our hips with that. And now we're gonna come into a squat. So open out, let's see, and about a mountain pose, but then the toes turn out just a little bit. And then we're gonna take our palms together in Anjali Mudra, prayer position, but press the palms together. Again, like with Ganesh pose, notice Ganesh Mudra, notice this mudra bringing awareness to those shoulders and engagement in those muscles. Inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, bend the knees over the toes, track them over the toes, and then drop the sits bones towards the earth. We'll come into a squat, another opener for the lower back. So your knees are going to be behind your triceps, and they're going to press into each other as a counterbalance. And then reach the crown of the head in a diagonal direction, lumbar curve, making that beautiful arch, and heart, thumbs to the heart space. Beautiful. And then bring the hands down, and then we'll take our sits bones down to the earth, moving down through our floor sequence. Again, friendly strap here, have that handy. On our way down, we're just going to challenge our abs a little bit here. Take the soles of the feet to the floor, hands behind the thighs. Make sure I got my angle right here on the camera. Hopefully everyone can still hear me, I hope. And then reach your sits bones through the earth, crown of the head high, shoulders away from the ears. You're already getting your ab workout here just by sitting up, and then lean the body back and sense what your limits are in terms of how your abs engage as you lean back and up again. Just a few of these really supported sit-ups, feeling your sits bones rooted as you hinge back and hinge forward, holding on to the thighs. Wow, great. And now exhale, we'll come back towards the earth, and you can curl your spine back all the way down to the earth. Head's last to go down. Yes, beautiful. Now let's get into some hamstrings. So the soles of the feet are on the floor, knees bent, and we're going to be kind to our hamstrings. Take the right knee towards the chest. Inhale, exhale, circle that ankle in one direction and then the other. And we'll take the strap around the ball of the right foot. And now stand strong on that strap with the right foot and the right leg straight up towards the sky. Oi. Hamstrings. Roll the shoulders back. Don't be tensed forward, upward, but allow them to melt towards the earth, relaxing backwards. And now we're going to just gently go up and down with that foot. So feeling the limitations here, whatever they are, just ease into it with breath. Allowing this time your breath to feed into the back of your leg, maybe giving that some length and buoyancy here. Gently guiding the opening here. And then we'll take the toes towards the left shoulder. So just a little bit of a different hamstring there. Go up and down in that direction. Very carefully. And then bring those toes back to neutral. And then we'll just take the strap in the right hand, and we're gonna push those, the left toes. We'll have to shift the left foot forward just a little bit towards the bottom of the mat, and then just slide your right leg over your midline, so the middle of the body, and just hold it in that position across the middle of the body. And you should feel this along all kinds of long muscles in your back body, in the back of the leg there. And don't forget to breathe very deeply on this one. And now slide that foot back to neutral, still supporting our right leg here. We're going to open that right leg up like a door to your right. Hold on to the strap. So you're really holding that strap and pressing through the strap to your limit in that opening on the right side. And we're going to provide a counterbalance with our left side. So the left knee will go out to the left if that's comfortable for you. And this means that the side of your side of your left foot will also be on the floor. So you're providing that opening, full opening on the adductors there. Feeling again, as you inhale, the heart expands. As you exhale, release a little bit more. Take your time with this one. It's asking a lot of the long muscles to release, so we don't want to rush this too fast, creating any cramping or anything like that. Inhale the right leg back up to center, hanging onto the strap, and take your left foot on the floor to support that. Bend the right knee towards your right armpit. So we're kind of doing a half happy baby, bonus hip opener here. Hold onto the strap and feel the right knee descend towards the right armpit, half happy baby. Luckily, we have gravity on our side here. Great. And then release that foot with the strap. And we'll see if we could take a figure 4 here as well. So we're just going to do a nice long right side opening here. Take your right ankle to your left thigh. And now I want you to take your right hand to your right thigh, to the inside, like the top here towards the torso. Press your right thigh into your hand and press your hand into the right thigh. So this should allow them to engage, like some of those hip muscles to engage. And then exhale, release it, and see if you can get a little more opening out of that right hip. Inhale and see if you can reach towards the back of the left thigh, keeping the left foot active. Figure 4, opening our hips even more. Okay, and then release that left foot down to the earth. Unwind that right foot, bring it down on your mat, and we'll take the left side. Inhale the left knee towards the chest. Don't forget your lovely ankles, so swirl them in one direction and then the other. And we'll take the strap around the ball of the left foot. And let's straighten that left leg. If you want to keep that diagonal, that's fine. What I want you to do is just get a sense of your where the edge of your stretch is that allows you to open a little bit more. So the way that we're going to encourage that is by kicking that leg up and down just a few times. just knowing your limitations here and your abilities or your availability of opening. And feeding this with breath, bringing that breath all the way up the back of the leg. Very good. And now we'll take the toes and point them toward the right shoulder. And let's just try that direction back and forth. Tracking the knees and the toes in the same direction. Wow. My left hamstring's pretty tight. And then bring the toes back to neutral. And we'll slide the left foot across this side at the midline of the body, holding onto that strap for support. You might need to adjust your right foot a little bit to allow that space. My goodness. It's amazing how some days the difference between the sides is more than others. And then bring that foot back to neutral. And then we'll open that left foot up, left leg up like a door, over to your left side. See, Huck is practicing with me today. You can see your leg in there. And then open that up. Maybe you want to take your right knee out to the side and the side of your right foot on the floor. So you're getting a stretch on both sides. Counterbalance. I was able to go sailing this week, and I was with someone who really knew how to sail, and it's really wonderful, that counterbalance floating on the ocean. What an amazing fluid experience that is, and it really helps visualize for yoga as well, counterbalancing and supporting the fluidity in the body. One more moment here. Enjoy it. Notice the sensations. And then bring the left foot up with your support of that strap back up to neutral. Right foot on the floor. Boy, let's bring the left knee towards the left armpit. And we'll take a half happy baby here. Can you feel that left hip plugging in, becoming a little more lubricated? So nice. And then we can release the strap, but we'll take the left the left ankle over the right thigh. And now take the left palm to the left thigh and press your thigh into that hand and the hand into the thigh. And then release with an exhale. Bringing a little more opening there. Maybe you can grab the back of your left thigh and press your right foot and your left foot. Roll the shoulders down towards the earth again. Remind them, they always need a gentle reminder to go relax downward. Lovely figure 4 here. Maybe a little more opening because of the other stretches that we've done to lead into this. One more big inhale. And an exhale, side out. Bring the right foot down towards the earth. Unwind your left leg and stretch out long along the mat. Take the arms above the head, reaching long. And we're going to take our right hand and grab our left wrist and lengthen out through the left side, through the left foot. And take it to the other side. Your left hand will grab your right wrist and then lengthen out. Excellent. Oh, Let's make sure I'm on my track here. Oh yeah. Okay, and then you're gonna drop the arms next to you and just close the eyes. Now rock, sway the hips side to side. So you're just opening up. Actually bend your knees, take the soles of the feet to the floor again, and then just sway the hips side to side. Maybe windshield wiper the legs a little bit, just loosening things up. Great, and then straighten the legs again. Take a moment here, we'll just notice any difference in the body, difference in the breath, kind of a little break to check in with the tides in the body. Has the quality of your breath changed at all through the practice? And then bring the awareness back to the body, back to the room, and we'll come over onto your left side to begin with. Take a nice twist here, testing our core strength at the same time. So take the palms together, we're on our left sides, and we're gonna sweep side to side keeping the knees together, using the core strength. So take the palms together just in front of the shoulders, and you're gonna have your thighs 90 degrees to the body and the shins 90 degrees to the thighs. Take your right hand to your sacrum behind you on that triangular bone at the bottom of the spine, and just notice that your spine, your pelvis is perpendicular to the earth. And then bring that right hand back to the left. And we'll do our familiar tracing of the left arm with the right hand. Bring the right hand to the heart, to our center of feelings here, amazing organ that we have, elbow to the sky. And then we're going to reach over to our right with that elbow and then unfurl the arm open we're back into T arms here. The pelvis is perpendicular. Again, you're stretching through, you're twisting through the rib cage, the mid back, the shoulders, the neck, and then maybe you gaze over that right hand. Melting into this twist, take your left elbow into the earth and see if you can press it and use that leverage to twist a little bit more. Keeping the knees together will test whether you're keeping your pelvis even. So check in with your knees. Okay, here comes the switch. So you're going to keep those knees together, use your elevator inside, keeping your core nice and steady as you lift those knees up and over to your right side. So we're going to bring that twist and close it over to the right side. Left arm's going to come up, and then we'll be on our right side. And from this right side, you'll bring the palms together. Use the left arm to trace the right arm, left fingertips to trace the right arm, and then bring the left hand to the heart, elbow to the sky. And then let's turn that rib cage, shoulders, neck over to the left. And you're here with your T arms. Check in with the knees that they're even. Your right angles. Take your right elbow into the earth. Press and see if you can use that to increase the twist. Supporting this twist with deep oxygenated breaths coming into the spine and releasing. And now squeeze those legs together and then sweep on up and bring yourself over to the other side. And we'll close the twist, bringing the right hand up to the sky and then down to the left. Great work with your core there. Come back onto your backs. Now we'll really use your breath to your advantage here, coming into resting pose. Take the feet out long, take the legs out long. Shimmy the shoulders underneath you. And now take a large, big, buoyant inhale and squeeze all the muscles that you can imagine, bringing tension to all those muscles, and we'll release it on the exhale. So inhale, tension, everything, legs, face, anything you think of, and then release. And now take your hands to your mat and squeeze the sides of the mat, and then bring, the energy of your hands will bring you towards the lower part of your mat. So you should feel your upper body move up towards the upper part of the mat. So this is just adding some leverage to your release. And then let go, palms open to the sky, shoulders release. Coming back to this beautiful breath, inhaling through deep into the belly, feeling your rib cage expand and your collarbones open. So you're bringing almost like a balloon effect into that upper body, and then releasing out through the spine using your abdominals. So let's talk about buoyancy here and bring ourselves as if our mats were flotation devices. And allow that flotation device to take you out onto your favorite body of water, a lake or an ocean or a river. Allow that sense of lightness to absorb, allow your body to absorb that lightness of floating. If it's sunny, you may feel the warmth of the sun on your body as well. All of the visuals of that place that you're floating, allow that to fill your mind. The smells and the sounds. And allow it to affect your breath, that sense of buoyancy and relaxation in this beautiful place, to fill every cell of your body. So you notice how your breath changes when you're in that beautiful place. And with your next inhale, bring your mind back into your current surroundings and just wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allow your flotation device to bring you back to shore. And rolling over onto your right side, feeling the earth below you. Inhale and exhale, and allow the hands to help you up to a seated position. We'll come to our seated position in one conscious breath together, hands at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today, and also for your words of sympathy through this difficult week. They're very helpful, really helping us so much as we grieve our dear Lori Greenlee. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.